Am I the butthole for not telling my girlfriend that my parents are gay? I'm 25M. I have two parents. My birth dad, John, who's 48M, and my other dad, Dwayne, who's 45M. I call my birth dad John, Dad. And I call my other dad, Dwayne, Pops. My birth dad, John, was married to my mom for a few years, then she left my dad in the air. They ended up divorcing and now she's somewhere in California, IDK where or what she's doing. Haven't talked to her in ages. So Dad and Pops I'm super close with. They are the best parents any child could ask for. I love both of them and they've always been with me. My dad introduced me to Pops when I was a little boy and they had told me they were in a relationship, and I was all for it because I had saw my dad become lonely sad when he was single, so seeing the fact that my dad loves someone and has a life partner made me super happy. Pops and Dad got married, and we've been living an amazing life. I'm probably more too close to Pops than my own dad, haha. Due to the fact that Pops is really cool and is laid back. I love both of them equally and they love me as well, and I'm blessed to have them as parents. For a few months I've been dating this girl Bella who's my age. I thought she's pretty cute and I liked her. So we kicked it, and recently she told me my parents want to meet your parents and want to come over for dinner. I said sure. I'll tell my family. So yesterday, Friday night, Bella comes in. Pops greets her and says, "Come on in, sweetheart, dinner is ready." She says, "You must be / Dad, so good to meet you," and she shakes his hand and she sees Dad come out of the kitchen. He's holding the mac and cheese tray with the mittens and is putting it on the table. Then Bella says, "Who's he?" I said, "Oh, that's my dad." She said, "Though he's your dad," she's referring to Pops. I say, "Yeah. That's my Pops? And that's my dad?" She pulls me to the side and says, "I didn't know your parents are gay." Oh my God. Why didn't you tell me? I genuinely didn't know why. That'd be an issue or so. Because you're dating me, not my parents and all. So it shouldn't matter. But I guess it's a concern for her. Her parents come at the door after they park the car, and Bella tells her parents, "Let's leave," and they left. I told my parents I'm sorry and they said, "Son, don't worry, this is nothing new, haha," and then we all sat down and enjoyed dinner and went to sleep. So am I the butthole for not telling?
Not the butthole. Did she ever tell you her parents are straight?
Not the butthole. But perhaps naive. Unfortunately, it's probably better to let a girlfriend know you have two dads so you can weed out the homophobes before you accidentally bring them home for dinner. Sad face. Info: you've dated this girl for months. How has the subject of parents never come up? After my parents divorced, Dad met Pops and Pops raised me as his own. Seriously, what did you two talk about?
Not the butthole, although I'm surprised this hasn't come up in conversation with her in the past few months. Discussion of family, parents, siblings is fairly common in early dating.
Not the butthole. But, while this is definitely not a situation that warrants an "Oh my God, why didn't you tell me?" reaction with her showing her ass and leaving, disgusting, I hope you've ended things with her. I'm a little confused how you guys were at the point in y'all's relationship where parents meeting parents is happening yet. You haven't had enough conversation about your lives, etc. that would allow your GF to at least connect the dots. Read your parents. Is it vital information that you owe a significant other? Absolutely not. Families obviously come in endless compositions. You should never have to slap a disclaimer on anyone's sexuality, geez. But parents meeting parents is usually a sign that you're at least entering a pretty serious stage in your relationship. And for that to have never come up in any way is kinda wild. Then again, your GF sounds kind of obtuse anyways. Maybe you've mentioned things like, "I'm going with Dad and Pops to the store," before, and she just thought you were talking about your dad and grandpa or something. IDK. Definitely not the butthole though.
Not the butthole. The only part that I found confusing about your story is that you're referring to her as your girlfriend and not as an ex. F homophobia.
Everybody sucks here. Obviously you dodged a homophobic bullet here, but you should consider pre-screening this information so your parents don't have to deal with unnecessary bigotry. Just tell women ahead of time, and if they object, then you don't bring them home. It's the considerate thing to do for your parents.
Not the butthole, but I find it strange you never talked about them on front of her. Don't you usually say a few things about your parents before the meeting, like XX likes this and you should avoid that, while YY loves this and dislike that?